Almost 40% of all mammals in the world belong to the Rodenia family, which is mainly made up of rats, mice, and squirrels. But guessing the next largest group of mammals would be a TV game show million-dollar question. Surprisingly, bats are mammals, and on top of that, they're also the second largest mammal group in the world. Australia has 90 species of bats, all of which are members of two subgroups, the microbats and the megabats. The most visible are the flying foxes and the fruit bats. Both can travel large distances searching for food.
It's been estimated that they travel about 50 kilometres for food every night. So that's usually in approximately a 20 kilometre radius of their home patch. So they'll roost in one particular spot predominantly, and then 20 kilometre radius from that area.
Robert McGregor is a fan of bats. They're his favourite animals at the Territory Wildlife Park just south of Darwin. One bat in particular has been at the park for over 15 years.
They're very individual. These guys are quite similar to having a dog or a cat. They're actually my favourite here because when you're working with a lot of animals aren't that interested in dealing with us. We're here to feed them and make sure that they're safe. And they are in a captive or semi-captive environment. These guys remember who we are. They know exactly who we are. They know what we like. They come up and they crave attention, and they crave to please us as we crave to please them. So I consider Leech as one of my family. She's my little baby. I'd give her a kiss if I could.
There's a good reason why Robert cannot ever get too close to his bats. These small mammals have been responsible for deaths and serious illness, not because they're threatening or even a little bit aggressive. It is what they carry that makes them a potential threat.
All bats are known to contain Lissa and Hendra virus. Hendra virus, they're assuming, is passed on from bats into horses and then from horses into humans. They're both fatal diseases. The Lissa virus, on the other hand, can be directly passed on from the saliva of an animal. So if Leech was to break the skin, or when she expels a fruit, if that fruit was to go into my eye, then I could be contaminated with Lissa virus. However, scientific evidence is not, well, we're not really sure how many bats carry Lissa virus. It can lay dormant inside an animal for up to 10 to 12 years. So although she's 15 years of age, we're pretty sure she doesn't contain any viruses. However, you always do have to be a little bit careful. We've all been inoculated with rabies vaccine, so that includes 3 injections. We have to get checked every 3 years and re-inoculated if our levels are low. If, for example, a member of the public was to get bitten or scratched by a wild bat, I think it's approximately 7 injections that they'll have to undergo in 2 weeks. So it's quite a serious problem. It is a fatal disease. The symptoms are quite similar to rabies. It is a rabies-borne disease, and as I said before, fatal. Quite a horrible, horrific death.
So bats won't directly attack us or even try to bite. But even though you may think you're doing the right thing if you try to rescue one or assist an injured bat, the consequences could be life-threatening.
It'll be a really nasty 2 weeks of injections for the person that tries to do the right thing with bats. It is really important that they phone some of the government authorities, for example, or wildcare, and we can come and collect them. Someone who's... Oops, sweetie. As you see, they hang upside down, well, the right way up when it's time to defecate. Yeah, so it's really important that people seek advice as to when they find an injured bat.
There are over 950 species of bats in the world. They're found on every continent except the Antarctic. Bats hang upside down because it's energy efficient. Less energy is required to hang upside down compared with defying gravity and standing upright. Each night, bats consume between half and twice their body weight of fruit, often discarding the flesh of the fruit through their mouth and digesting the juice. The megabats do have some similarities to humans.
It's assumed that bats evolved about, well, they stopped evolving about 50 million years ago, and that's come from what people are assuming is some form of gliding mammal. And if you look at your hand, you can imagine that this wing has derived from the same lineage. So they'll have a forearm here, they'll have an opposable thumb, which is this part here, and then inside the wing you've got 4 digits which form the shape of the wing. And inside this wing, they've got a superfine membrane. And inside this membrane, they're covered with thousands of little hairs which enable them to fly and feel their way through the thermals when they fly.
Bats are very common in Australia and can be seen even in urban environments like these flying foxes close to the Sydney Opera House. At sunset, it is a common sight to see thousands of bats take to the air. One myth that needs to be cleared up is that bats can suck blood from humans. There is only one species of bat worldwide that sucks blood from animals and humans, and that one is found in South America. The Australian fruit bats pose no direct danger to us. The only real threat is from rabies, so the advice is don't handle any bat without being vaccinated against rabies. Robert McGregor won't hear a bad word about bats. To him, they are an essential part of the Australian landscape and an animal that is very misunderstood.
If we've not gone in and spent quality time with these guys, or these girls I should say, here you go sweetheart, we'll walk into the enclosure and we'll have at least 2 to 3 of them swoop down on us and cling themselves wherever they can, using their opposable thumbs, clawing themselves all over our back and refusing to come off. So we might be stuck in there for 20, 30 minutes, just trying to peel them off. They do grip tight, and they grip in the most, oh, sweetheart, 20 minutes. And they grip in the most inconvenient of places.